first, is Shelby here? Oh, great. Come on up, Shelby. So Shelby's here from Pickleball Stuff New Zealand, and I'm sure the team have told you you've got up to 10 minutes, and within that time, there's time for questions as well. Thank you. And this is in item, a relation to item 11.
Cool. And I'm to press? Yeah, cool. All right, good morning, everyone. Thanks very much for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name's Shelby. I'm the owner of Pickleball Stuff New Zealand, and I'm already on the wrong there. That's the right one. Hopefully you've heard of pickleball by now. If not, it's the most fun you're ever going to have. It's a hybrid between tennis, badminton, and table tennis, and it's kind of taking the world by storm. Pickleball Stuff New Zealand is the largest pickleball retailer in the country, and we are very deeply embedded in the community, both here in Christchurch and kind of across New Zealand, travel to tournaments, support wherever we can. And at this stage, we're ready to take the next step with our business by opening a purpose-built 9-court pickleball facility. So if successful, we will be the first in the South Island and the largest in New Zealand. My understanding is we might, if we get there in time, just be the second in the country. Hopefully you've had the chance to read the letter that I wrote relating to this request. It's on page 218 if you haven't. Please read it before voting on anything. I'd really appreciate that. It also includes a letter of support from Canterbury Pickleball. That letter details all of my kind of heartfelt reasons for requesting your support with this, but today I just want to speak about the 2025 policy that applies to development contributions. So on screen there, you'll see that is our proposed venue at 268B Main South Road, Hornby. We've been trying to do this for a year and a half, and we've been shut down so many times at different venues, so finding this was really exciting. But unfortunately, that emoji in the top right corner was my face in October last year when I started the process of the change of use, industrial to recreational, and had a reply from the development contributions team outlining that our fee would be $178,000 to convert this existing warehouse, just pop a couple of pickleball courts in there. So this was formerly used for heavy manufacturing, a lot of trucks, courier vans. My understanding is that there were 20 staff in there. So it's a warehouse that was already kind of putting a strain, if you will, on infrastructure. That fee, of course, is on top of large rent, operating expenses, big fit out, legal, consultant, resource consent, building consent, change of use. It really, it nearly stopped me in my tracks. So I started to do a lot of research on these development fees, because this is all brand new to me. I've never done anything like this. So in doing that, I did an OIA request about these fees. And from that, my understanding, and I'm happy to be corrected, but my understanding is that this is the first use of the updated methodology for an industrial to recreational facility, and it's the first at all since 2022. It appears that the 2025 changes in methodology have significantly increased development contribution assessments. So my intention is to simply repurpose this existing space and reactivate a building that has been vacant for 18 months in doing so. So I just want to pop up a couple of examples that came up in my research of previous consents issued, some what I think are more fair comparisons, because these are examples of resource consent for repurposed existing buildings. Probably the most relevant is that bottom one from 2022. That was a large-scale conversion to go-karts from previously being like an industrial warehouse. That's Blenheim Road. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. But these are facilities that wanted to do something similar to me in just repurposing an industrial warehouse and making it a recreational facility. But to be as fair and reasonable as I can, this one is probably the most similar that I could find. So this was a resource consent granted for the Propeller Swim School in Wigram. As you can see, they were charged $79,000 in development contributions. I think this is the most similar because they also repurposed an existing space. They are also recreational, community wellbeing focused, and most importantly, they appear to have a similar traffic turnover rate. So I checked out their website, and they've got learn to swim classes all day long, parents dropping off and picking up their kids. And that's kind of similar with what we would intend to be doing with hour to hour and a half slots, maximum 4 people per court. You can see how our contribution estimate added up with that, but it doesn't seem to have taken into account that the majority of the day will be off-peak for us while people are at work. And that's when we're willing to offer off-peak rates as well to aged care facilities and schools. So this was another example where there was no new land development or core infrastructure load, and yet our development contribution estimate is more than double theirs. And this was only a few years ago. Now, you will see in page 213 of the agenda that the development team has prepared a report for you, sadly advising you to decline my request for remission. But I do just want to point out there on page 213 that a few of the things we've been compared to, I don't believe are fair comparisons. For example, that King's Swim School and Zoo Badminton were charged around $150,000 in development fees. However, those are examples of brand new construction. We are repurposing an existing building for recreational use. We're not building something from scratch. There's no new core infrastructure load. All of the traffic, public transport exists in the area already. So that's just something that I wanted to point out as well. My question here really is, was this the intent of the new 2025 policy? I totally agree that growth should cover growth and that developers should pay their fair share. But my question is, was it meant to penalise the reuse of existing space and apply inflexible charges where infrastructure demand is considerably lower than if it were a new high-density development? And also, these don't come about too often, so I just ask you to consider how it's applying to the first instance since 2022. Just to finish off, I'm asking for your support because without it, this opportunity comes under massive pressure. $178,000 is no small amount of money. And sadly, I'm aware of other examples where businesses have been stifled in the planning stages because they went to go get that estimate and they couldn't make it work. The fee as it stands sets my business model back 4 years. So I just want you to please consider supporting a space that promotes many of the council's goals. We love pickleball because you get people from 9 to 99 on the court. You have a teenager having a really competitive game with their mum or dad, and it's just brilliant. That's why we want to have a really good crack at this. I'm a young entrepreneur, but $178,000 is just a little bit too much for me. So please consider my request, and thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you, Shelby, and you've put that really well, so I appreciate you coming in. I've got a question from Mark.
Thank you, and thank you for coming in, and thank you for your application.
Yes.
They mentioned in the staff report about potentially a payment plan. Mm-hmm. Would that be of any assistance in this? Does that make it easier for you?
Yes, if all else fails, definitely, because we could kind of spread it out. If all else fails.
Yeah.
Pauline?
Thank you. Thanks for coming in. Were you expecting to pay any DCs at all when you embarked on this journey, or is it just the quantum of the DC or the principle of it that you...
No, it's not the principle, it's the quantum. And I think that example that I gave of the Propeller Swim School was more in line with our expectations. And as I said, it just seems to have kind of jumped up in 2025. We tried to get in before then, but just venues kept falling apart.
Okay, thanks.
No, that's really, I think it's been really worthwhile you coming in, and that's the point of these sessions, is you can share your view and we'll take it into consideration. What we'll probably do is, we've got another deputation, then we might get the DC team and do that item while you're here,
Okay, cool.
which will probably be about, I don't know, quarter of an hour away.
An hour, yeah.
No, about 15 minutes.
Oh, 50, no,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
good.
just-
Okay, cool.
So
Oh,
that would be,
Thank
but yeah,
you.
thank you for coming. And I have given Pickleville a go at Burnside Park in the tennis club, and I thought it was about the only sport I could sort of do. So yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. And you're all invited to my new facility if we can get it open. So thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, now I've got. Thank you, Shelby. I've got Kelly's. I saw Kelly was here. Where's Kelly? There. Great. Come on up. So you got 10 minutes as well. And this is in relation to items 13 and 14 for the letters of expectation.
Hello, is it on? Yep, it's green. Good to go. Kia ora everyone, thank you for having us here today. My name's Kelly Gibson and I'm the team leader for E2 Union based here in Christchurch. And beside me I have Chaz, who I think is familiar around the table here from Living Wage. And I've got some colleagues here with me. So we're here to talk to items 13 and 14 today, the draft expectations for venues Otautahi and CCHL, seeking commitment to the living wage accreditation. So what that means is you're saying, yes, we ensure all workers, whether directly employed or contracted, to do regular and ongoing work are paid enough to live on, meaning that they can fully participate in the life of the community. We know that workers like this put in over 70% of their wages back into the local economy. Paying the living wage is not a cost, but an investment in a healthy, active community. So E2 is the largest private sector union in New Zealand, and our collective agreements cover multiple CCHL companies, including the likes of City Care and Orion. We also have staff that work as contractors through the Christchurch City Airport, and we also represent a large number of members at venues Otautahi. We believe that there are greater opportunities for the council to ensure that CCOs are meeting the expectations and the direction of council, particularly in relation to the living wage and the industrial relations. We strongly urge council to expand on the great work that they have done becoming living wage accredited by including this in the letter of expectations for CCHL and venues Otautahi. We believe that the council has a responsibility at a higher level to ensure the council-controlled organisations like CCHL and venues are paying staff the living wage. We are concerned that if wording in the letter of expectations is not further strengthened, a message is sent that living wage isn't a priority for council, especially considering that VO attempted to introduce a starting rate lower than the living wage, and contrary to the letter of expectations which stated that VO is expected to continue its commitment to the council's living wage policy. Now is the time to strengthen this. So what we're seeking is stronger accreditation for CCOs, in particular to VO and CCHL. Thank you.
Great, thank you for coming in. Does anyone have any questions? Kelly.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to your understanding of what VO was trying to do by starting an academy for workers who otherwise wouldn't have had the opportunity to work at VO, so that they could go through a process to be at a level where they could work for VO and earn the living wage.
I think it's very easy to find excuses not to pay the living wage. Throughout history, and I'm part of history sadly, we've had narratives in this direction many, many times. The bottom line is paying a working person the living wage is a moral imperative. If you don't, you are in fact peddling poverty. Rather than find excuses for not doing it, why don't you stand up and proudly say, we are doing it?
I think you'll find that VO does that. Yeah.
So,
but you obviously didn't hear my question, so thanks.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so that's our deputations. David, there's no public forum there and no petitions. It's always good. let's go to, what we'll do is we'll go to item 11.